So in this segment, we're going to go ahead and just talk about some components of the regression line. And we're going to just continue with the example of the drilling rock. So let's understand the slope. So remember that the slope was the rate of change and the units were the output units per input units. So let's go ahead and interpret the slope and y-intercept for that drilling rock. So let me go ahead and recall the linear regression line. So y hat for the regression line was 0.012 x plus 5.527. And so that means the slope is 0.012 and the y-intercept is 5.527. Okay, so let's go ahead and interpret the slope. If the slope is 0.012, what were the output units, right? The output units was the time in minutes it took to drill 5 feet, and the input units were the starting drill depth. So this means that the drilling time increases by 0.012 output units, right, minutes per foot when the starting drill time, when the starting drill depth is between 35 to 190 feet. So that's the slope. So for the y-intercept, okay, the y-intercept is just the starting point. Remember, it's 0 is the input and 5.527 is the output. So we don't say 0 in our interpretation. We say like no, none, or surface. However, we're going to say when there's no distance, right? That's just the starting. So in this case, we would say when the starting drill depth is 0 feet, or we could say when the starting drill depth is at the surface, you know, blah, 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 blah. So we could say something like that. So we can say when the starting drill depth is at the surface, it will take 5.527 minutes to drill 5 feet. So when you interpret your slope and y-intercept in context of your problem, your slope will be a rate, and so you're not going to use algebra terms anymore. You're going to try to talk about it in a conversation like, well, you know what, it just means that the slope is positive, so it's increasing, right? So that means that the drilling time will increase by 0.012 minutes per foot when the starting drill depth is between 35 and 190 feet, right? So it was 0.012 minutes per foot. Whereas the y-intercept is just it's a flat thing, it's fixed, right? So it says no, when you start at the surface, when there's the drilling depth is 0 feet below ground, meaning 0 feet, meaning surface, that you can expect to drill 5 feet in about 5.5 minutes. Okay, so then once again, I gave the same warning here. It's just like try to stay within the scope of your model, because if you go outside the scope of your model, the further away your x values get from your domain of the model, the more likely there's going to be more error and more inaccuracy. So just be careful of being recognizing what values or domain you can use your model.